We are into session 2 of going over the new Lux Business Builder app, and we're going to move on to prospecting. We've gone over the home section, we've gone over the pipeline section. If you haven't seen that section, go back and watch that video first. But now we're going to jump into prospecting and the difference between prospecting and your pipeline. So your pipeline is what your business is worth, what you have for leads. Prospecting is about me going out and finding new people to put into the pipeline. So if you find new people to put in the pipeline, you go back to your pipeline, phone or computer, add in the client, and you've got a new piece of prospective business. Prospecting is about finding new pieces of business. The only way to do that is to keep yourself accountable. We're going to use this as a coaching tool as well. So if you're looking for coaching, you got to be working this. You got to be working your prospecting. You got to be working your pipeline. If you're not, then we can't help you. All right. Prospecting. So the prospecting section allows you to add goals and record your actuals from week to week. You can see right in here, I have 2 weeks right now of recorded information. Well, 2 weeks. So if I add a prospecting goals, you're basically going to add in what was the value of your business at the beginning of the week. So for me, if I was starting it today, and you want to pick a Monday start date, that's every week should have a Monday start date. So I'm going to put in 323. The value of my business was like 128,900, I think. Prospecting hours, the goals are 10 hours this week, actually 20 since we're at home. And we're on, what are we, Tuesday? Tuesday. I think we're on Tuesday. I don't even know what day it is. Outbound cold calls, I'm going to make 10. And you can see they're telling you for sections that have actual point scores, you'll see that they have basically any activity that's an action will basically involve point earning potentials. We're not putting in actuals yet because this is our Monday goal. So whether we're doing this on Sunday or doing it Monday, we're entering in our goals. Let's just say follow-up calls. I'm going to make 10 leads. I want to book 6 this week. Database additions 10. Social media additions 10. Buyer meetups. That's going to be tough this week, but maybe virtual. You could try it for virtuals. 1, new listing presentations. I'm going to say 0 this week. It's going to be a tough week to get that done. Mail pieces goal. Probably not going to do any of those this week. No cards. I want to do 10. Closings. I don't have any closings this week. And I can hit submit. You can see closings get 3 points. Note cards get 1 point apiece. Listing presentations get 3 points. Buyer meetups get 3 points. And that could be either a showing or a first consult. New buyer meetups, we talked about that. Social media additions get a point. Database additions get a point. Leads get a point. Outbound calls get a point. So you can see all these have point ratings on them. When I hit submit my goals, now I've set my goals for the week. Now when the week is over, the next Sunday when you go to create your next set of goals, you can also then create and go back in and edit all the categories for the actuals. So I went in here and added all my actuals in there. I would then see what points I earned for that week. So your points will automatically calculate after you enter in your actuals, and you can see how many points you've earned week to week. You can track how many points am I earning and how does it relate to, I can guarantee it'll counter relate to your pipeline adjusted net on a week-to-week basis. As your points grow, your business grow. I promise they correlate. It's about actions. It's about taking actions that lead to results. And that's why we have this section in here. It'll allow you to track your points, and you can actually see how you're doing with other versus other agents in the office when it comes to what are your point totals week to week. What are your cumulative points? And you can then see how are you doing versus some of your peers. At the very bottom of the prospecting page, you also see there's a way to try to match clients that you have with other agents in the office. So if I was looking for, I don't even know if there is anything in Leominster. Oh, yeah, look, Amy's got a prospective buyer looking to buy a house in Leominster, and I can see her information, and I can print that out. You'll notice on most of these pages, there's a print button. You can hit print, and you can call her, or you can just call her and say, hey, I've got a seller that's thinking about listing in Leominster. Do you want to potentially see if we can make a match? So that's one of the nice parts about the prospecting too, and it's only going to show you the minor details of the other client who an agent has in the office. But this is a great way to do some more in-house deals to potentially make some matches within the company and sell more properties in-house. And it's another added tool to say, hey, we have a network in our office that allows me to try to help you maybe save some money by finding a buyer within our own organization. So that's the prospecting page. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. You basically enter goals. You go back in, you edit your goals at the end of the week to say what you actually did, and you'll see what your point totals were for the week. We will have some contests related around this. I just wanted to go over that section quickly so you knew what that was about. The next one is incredibly important to your business. It's not how much you gross, it's how much you take home. That's one of the most important things to your real estate career. And we're going to keep adding to this section as we go with notes on what is deductible, what's not. I'm working with my accountant to come up with, make sure we have a full list of all the expenses that are deductible, how much those deductions are, etc. But this is an incredible place for you to keep your expenses. And you'll see it's budget and expenses. So the start of your year, you really should look at your business and say, all right, well, my goal is to gross $150,000 and I want my budget to be $20,000. And you want to break down what that budget is going to be for that calendar year. You do so by adding a budget category. You figure out what that category is. There's a bunch of categories in here already based on what we normally have for expenses, what your total budget is going to be for the year, and hit submit. And then you'll see all your budgets throughout the year. You want to do that because then you can relate that to expenses. When you add an expense, again, you can do this from your phone and or from your computer, which is nice, so that you can actually take pictures of the receipts and keep the receipts with it. But date accrued would be the date. So I went out today, let's say I went to Staples, and this is not a monthly service. If it was a monthly service, you would put in there as a monthly, just so you can track what your monthly ongoing recurring expenses are. But this was office supplies. We don't have a secondary subcategory. Sometimes there's some subcategories in here just to kind of break up what subscription fees are and stuff like that, but we don't have that. And it was for ink and paper. It was 1 unit. The amount was $74.20. You'll notice a thing in here that says 0.575 for mileage. So if you're using this to track your mileage, which I think is a great way to go about, making sure you're getting the most out of your business, is you would put the number of miles for the month that you've driven, and you could use an app like Mile IQ for that, and then enter it in here at 0.575 is what you'll get reimbursed for at the end of the year. So you can use it for mileage tracking as well. Getting back to our Staples receipt, we're going to upload a copy of the picture of the receipt. And what budget is it connected to? So in this case, it's connected to, where's my office supplies? Oh. All right, I got to add office supplies in there as the budget category. If you notice anything that seems to be off, let me know. We're just obviously still perfecting everything in here, but I'll add that as a budget connection, and then you hit submit, and it'll go in there as an expense. The nice part about this is whether you filter it by category or just a one-off export, you can literally export your entire expenses list into an Excel sheet to send to your accountant at the end of the year. That's, to me, is an incredible opportunity. It'll actually have a link to the picture of the receipt as well. So this will be so easy for tracking your business if you use it, and you'll be able to see how much you've spent on a day-to-day basis with your business. There are other expense capture apps out there, but personally I've found that the more places I have to go, the more opportunity I have to miss a step. Like sometimes I miss MileIQ, or like I've used some expense apps before. And the problem is we've got so many goddamn apps now that how do you keep track of everywhere you're supposed to be and everything you're supposed to do on a day-to-day basis? Keep your receipts, and then even if you do this once a week, keep them in an envelope in your car and then come in and upload them at the end of the week, and you'll have a one place where you can see everything that's going on in your business. So that's the expense and budget tool. And then obviously if you need to up your budget, down your budget, you can go in and adjust your budgets at any time with the edit button. And then at the bottom, you'll see your expenses versus your budget. Where do you stand on a year-to-date basis? How is your year going? Are you spending more than you should be? Are you spending less than you should be? Is it time to spend some more money on marketing? Is it not? It's a great opportunity. And if you're tracking your expenses for your advertising, then you'll be able to also see what your return on investment based on your pipeline is versus your expenses. Again, we said you'll be able to sort your income by Google, by Facebook, by Zillow, by Realtor.com, and then you could also do a search and search for the category under your filters as well for category of expense, and you can then see what you've returned for advertising. So add a filter, we're going to do subcategory, and then your subcategory will be Realtor.com, and then you will be able to sort by Realtor.com what you have for potential income versus what you have for actual expenses for the year. It'll be a great opportunity to view that stuff. All right, we're moving on. What time is it? 10:18. To-do list. Your to-do list is a great place to keep track of the things that you need to get done. Very simply, just add an action item, your notes. If it's related to a specific client, you add your specific client in there. If it's a closing task, and what the priority is, A, B, or C, and what the due date is, and then hit submit. And then you can sort by priority, you can sort by due date, and you can make sure you're getting the most critical things you need to do done when you need to do them. Same thing, you can add this from your app. And everybody if you go to luxgroupvirtual.com on your phone and you log in, download it to your home screen and save it to your home screen so you can just one click and get into it. You should be able to save the password and log in easily as well. So you can just get in from your phone and add to-do lists. Same thing. I was getting annoyed with myself for losing sticky notes, scratching out things I need to do on the back of an envelope and then mailing that envelope, and then losing that note, or writing on the back of a folder and then going through my bag like an insane person trying to find the note that I wrote on the fly. It's just use this. It's much easier. It's a better way to keep organized in your business. The next one is my whys. Obviously, we need to stay connected to what drives us. As I mentioned earlier, unless your whys and your goals are in your face, then you're only going to do what's necessary to just barely get by. It's the drive of our human nature. We're going to fear not being able to pay our bills, so we're going to make enough. But if we don't stay connected to the other things we want, then we're just not going to make those calls. We're not going to make those follow-ups. We're not going to work harder. We're just going to do what's necessary to just get by. That's the difference. The difference between just getting by and making something in this business is the difference between staying connected to your goals and whys and not. So there's a section in here to allow you to add your whys, add a picture of your whys, and save as many as you want. It could be personal, it could be business related. So if it's lose 10 pounds, maybe you want to take a picture of a bikini. I'm going to take a picture of a bikini I want to wear at the beach this summer. But I don't care what it is. Stay connected to your whys. You have to visualize it. And this is a great place for you to do so, is just keeping track of your whys. Your goals, those would be your goals on a year-to-year basis. What goal year? When do you want to achieve it by? Is it what category is it? Is it personally related? Is it physical? Is it mental? Is it driven based on commission? Is it a number of sales? Whatever it may be, you add your goals in there so you can stay connected to your goals as well and see how you're doing versus your goal for the year. The training one, I want to spend a little bit of time on the training piece, and I'm going to actually stop the recording here so we can do that in the next video, because this is, I want to have 3 sections in here for you guys to be able to go see what you want to see. So I'm going to just stop this video and we'll start up again in a second.